case you're just joining us, the Texans linebacker Azeez Al-Shaair has been suspended for 3 games for his hit on Trevor Lawrence and the ensuing scuffle as well. Now, they're also factoring in 2 priors with him, so he is going to be suspended for 3 games and probably going to appeal this, but probably is going to have to wait till week 17 to come back. DeMeco Ryans is the Texans head coach. Yesterday, he talked about the play, Trevor Lawrence, and the hit by his player, Azeez Al-Shaair.
A lot of the quarterbacks in this day and age, they try to take advantage of the rule where they slide late and they try to get an extra yard. And you're a defender, a lot of onus is on the defender, right? Whether it's on the sideline or where it's on the quarterback, you don't know what a guy is thinking. You don't know if a guy is staying up and he's continuing to run. You don't know. And then you get a late slide and you hit the guy. Unfortunate that Trevor got hurt. Hope Trevor is okay, but it's also, if we're sliding, we have to get down. If we're getting out of bounds, we get out of bounds, and that rule is there to protect the quarterbacks, and we want our quarterbacks to be safe in the league, so we just have to be safe. If we're sliding, make sure we're keeping our heads down. So, and the entire thing is, Azeez hits the guy, but their sideline overreacts, and it turns into a melee. It wasn't our guys. It's their team overreacted, pushed our guy, dragging our guy to the sideline, so that's uncalled for on that side. We have to be better on the sidelines as well with both teams.
Okay. I understand what he's saying about quarterbacks who slide late. Patrick Mahomes takes advantage of this, whether he's going to go out of bounds, not go out of bounds, down the sidelines. What do? Can you hit him? Quarterbacks who slide, look like they're going to slide, they don't slide. I understand all of that. But for his player to come with a forearm at Trevor Lawrence's head is where he loses me. He also loses me when he says, hey, the Jacksonville sideline overreacted. It's really embarrassing that DeMeco says this, because if C.J. Stroud was hit and his players didn't react like that, he would be livid with them. The Jacksonville players reacted. It was in front of them, and then all of a sudden you've got this melee going on there. You had 2 priors, and you have this one. I don't know if the NFL can revisit this. We'll talk to Mike Golick next hour. What can you do with a quarterback sliding, when he slides, the reaction time that you have? And I know it's bang, bang. We have the benefit of slow motion. I'm watching it in real time, and I go, oh, my God, he's going to get fined for that. And then all of a sudden you have what kind of evolves or devolves into a melee. But he's got a brace on his left forearm that he goes towards Trevor Lawrence's head. So you don't make any effort to avoid. And that's the problem that I have with this. He goes up and he's going right at his head. Trevor Lawrence gets knocked out. And I know we look at the end result and work our way back. Let's say he's taken to, the blue tent and he's not concussed. He should still be fined for that, maybe suspended for that, because he had 2 priors. But for DeMeco Ryans to say, a former defensive player, hey, they overreacted. I don't know if anybody in the Houston media said, Coach, what if C.J. Stroud got hit? How would you feel if your players went out on the field and went after the guy? What if they didn't react, Coach? What would you say? Ask him the question. We're all about player safety. I get it. Are the quarterbacks taking advantage of this? Probably at times. There are quarterbacks who don't know how to slide, believe it or not. Did Trevor Lawrence take advantage of this? It's a designed run. I mean, he's not throwing. It's a designed run, and he's going for the first down. I understand what you're doing, and it's bang, bang in the moment, but you got 2 priors, so I'm not going to give you the benefit of the doubt. And you went up towards his head with a forearm. I have a problem with that. And he gets suspended 3 games. Yes, Todd.
And what is getting down low enough, actually, that DeMeco Ryans was referring to? You got to get down lower or show that you're really giving yourself up, like a luge, like you get down flat on your back. You're still a body that's running. I'm assuming he wasn't trying to trick anybody into that he was giving himself up. So I don't know what's the latitude and longitude of being down enough.
Well, I understand it. If Josh Allen was making the same run, I would go after him because I wouldn't think he was going to slide. Trevor Lawrence, who's been banged up, and this isn't fair to the defender, but I don't think that Trevor Lawrence is going to take on a defender. Just not. Josh Allen will take on a defender. Mahomes will go to the sidelines and maybe act like he's going to the sidelines and tiptoe down the sidelines. I understand all of these things. Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson. But if you go up with your forearm towards his head, that's where you lose me. Yes, Eaton.
Caleb Williams this weekend, he went to fake like he was running out of bounds, sort of like a fake out of bounds slide thing, and then cut it back and nearly got both of his knees broken in half. And the reaction to that was, whoa, why is he going for his knees there? What's that? That's a dirty play. You're going for his knees. Where's he supposed to go? Yeah. How is anybody supposed to know what you're allowed to do with the quarterback?
Yeah, that was a tough hit by Jack Campbell on Caleb going to the sidelines. But as I've said for decades, get out of bounds, get out of bounds, get out of bounds. Now, Trevor Lawrence wasn't trying to get out of bounds. He was going for the first down. But you see, I go back to RG3, who's one of the fastest guys who ever played in the game. They caught him. He got hurt. I don't know if the NFL can change the rule, look into the rule. What can you do? Do you take out sliding? Like, what do you do? To be fair, and I've said this so many times, we've taken out all the rules that help the defense. I get that. And that's why you used to see more defenders trying to blow up guys. That was the only way they were going to make a highlight. Blowing guys up. Hey, he's a hard hitter. I go back to Chuck Cecil. Remember Chuck Cecil? I think Chuck Cecil's on the Arizona coaching staff. Wasn't he banging some guy's helmet with his head and he started bleeding? That's Chuck Cecil, defensive back. But I don't know if there's some way to protect these quarterbacks from themselves or let that defender know it's go time. Yeah, Paulie.
I'm watching it back in real time, and it is really a bang-bang play, and the onus is on the defender to alter his tackle. Trevor Lawrence is running full tilt, ball in the hand like a runner, and he starts his slide about 2 yards before the first down line. Azeez, I think you're 100% right, is there is no move whatsoever to avoid it. I know sometimes you can't avoid it, but he goes full tilt, and there's no pulling back of the arm or twisting to the left. Sometimes Chris Jones, the defensive tackle for the Chiefs, will tackle a guy, and when he's, instead of pile driving him, he'll put his hand down to try to rest it for him on the quarterback, and that's enough to take away intent, and that's how you don't get fined, don't get suspended.
And I understand this with sacks, that you get guys flagged for roughing the passer, and it's really embarrassing. This is a situation where it's pretty violent, that you're going towards somebody's head, and you're leading with your forearm. That's the problem that I have. And the two priors, there's one where he hits, I think it's Tony Pollard out of bounds. That is, to me, far dirtier than this. That's player is out of bounds by 2 yards, and he comes flying in and hits somebody from behind. Yes, Eaton.
It is pretty ironic, though, that John Runyon, who's the NFL VP of operations or whatever, he's the dude who's handing out all the fines. He's one of the dirtiest players of all time. The internet is loaded with videos of him doing things that don't even resemble a football play. And he's the one who's like, your lack of respect and integrity for the game is why you're being suspended. So, really, John? Really?
Draymond Green is going to get that job with the NBA when he's done.
Talking about decorum and the proper way to.
Yeah, it's like
really?
these criminals who crack codes and get into your database. Then you hire them to show you how people can get in and prevent that. Like, we're going to get the guy who's guilty of this, and he's going to be able to hand out the punishment. Yes, Todd.
Yeah, if anybody knows, that's the perfect hire. Who else would you want but someone that knows exactly in the mind of someone that does these horrible things?
Yes, yes, Paul.
There's a little more from the NFL statement that caused the 3-game suspension. They say after the illegal hit, you, Al-Shaair, proceeded to engage in a brawl that escalated when you pulled an opponent's face mask. After the referee announced that you were disqualified, you stayed on the field, removed your helmet, re-engaged with the opponent, walking down the field, not leaving the field of play.
Yeah, they couldn't get him off the field. It's like, he wants to fight. But, the NFL says you led with your forearm and helmet and delivered a forceful blow to the head, neck area of your opponent. Yes, that's the problem. You can say, hey, is he sliding? Is he running? Well, you're leading with your forearm and you're going towards his head. Suspended 3 games.